There was a bullfighter in Spain, and there were two young bulls playing. A bull named Ferdinand entered and started to kick a rose. At night, his inclinations became clear. The bullfighter's car came to choose one of the older bulls for the competition. There was a young bull named Valiente, who was arrogant and had a good look. When the car arrived, there was no father in it, and Valiente started to kick it. He kept telling it that its father was weak, and he knew that he would not win. He got very angry and ran out of the farm. They tried to follow him, but they couldn't. The bull kept going and he chased it and got on. When it stopped, they got off and kept going until winter began to pour. He was going, and very sad, until he fell and had a small rose in his hair. He was afraid of it. She approached him. When they went out, she introduced him to her father, Juan, and the dog. One of her family members now started to watch the farm, which is full of roses, the best friend of the bottle. Years passed, and he grew up, and his actions remained small, like he was with all the animals of the farm, playing and talking with them. The dog said that he was very happy because today is the flower festival, and he started to water them when they wanted to go to the festival. Juan told me that the Verdinal can't go with us because it has grown too much. They were very worried because they wanted to go together. But in the end, they fought, and the dog shook the yard. One of the little baby dogs told him to run away and change and return to the farm. When he wanted to run away, he couldn't because the police cornered him and entered and hid him in a pottery shop. He started moving and hid a little so that nothing would fall until the goats started to fall while he was trying to catch them. The shopkeeper didn't see well. He raised his tail as if he was going to run away, and began to wipe the goats with it until it reached his face. And as soon as the two hedgehogs approached him, the police caught him, but could not reach them. Sometimes she cried over him when he was little, and they knew who he was, and they were all surprised by him. They grew up and took a long time on them, except for Valence, who is still here, and that provokes him. But as usual, Ferdinand did not give him the same place where he would sleep, and as soon as he slept, everything. The three hedgehogs entered to steal the food. Lupe caught them, and they were afraid of Ferdinand, but he dealt with them well and gave them the food, and they left that night. He wanted to escape and return to Nina, but when he reached the farm from him, Rafid fought with him violently. The answer was that he wanted to hit the wood, javelin C. The wrestler did not like the situation, and Mukhtar did not choose anyone, and the owner of the farm asked for the other to watch them. But he did not want, and Mishmish Tiran was all. They got angry at him because he lost the show to them. They heard the voice of the answer, and when they took him out, they found him happy because he was the one who chose. They only knew that it was a massacre, not a wrestling match. At night, Lupe fell while he was still racing. She told him to stay in a training center. He told her that he had never fought before and that he did not like wrestling. She turned around and came to picture the one who was going to enter the rabbit. He left the hair on his eye and was very happy because it was the first time he saw Lupe. He did not tolerate this thing that she was doing. She told him not to help them anymore because he would wrestle with them. She started explaining wrestling to him and telling him to see it as if it were a dance ring. Those three saw him. Their fate is the massacre. Of course, they all got scared and went with him. Here, Ferdinand started to tell the lobby about their lives before our eyes and how Hani and Farah were with them. Lopez whispered a lot and said to him, "Take her with you there." They started thinking about escaping. From here at night, he went to the hedgehogs to help them escape, and they told me at night the only solution is to pass by the house of the owner of their farm. And as soon as they walked, they opened the door of the house that had died hanging as a decoration, and he saw the picture of their father on the group that was not Turkey, but Valiente, the wrestling ring area, and he was angry. Ferdinand tried, but he did not want to, and Ferdinand attacked him, defending his head until the hedgehog flew away, and they defeated him. There we see Valiente, who was taken by the massacre. There they all returned afraid for Valiente, and he told them that he would leave, and it was an old answer. Ferdinand dies, You can see this iron in the middle of the machine that was going to kill the answer. And even so, the answer remained hanging and went to the fish in Ferdinandi. Valiente hung on them, and with difficulty they were able to get out of there, and they escaped and returned to the farm to get their friends out, and as soon as they rode it, they destroyed the farm because of the headache. But the fortress was lucky. Demari walked, and they were going out. The rabbit came out to them, who was not only scared, but also in the middle of the small town. Unfortunately, he was able to catch him, and the brothers were obvious when he watched and saw Ferdinand in the news and the heart of Bentube, who was going to give him to the wrestling ring in Madrid, and they had to walk and adore him on the day of the competition instead of the wrestler. They found his head, and as soon as they entered, a fan appeared on him, and the audience responded with excitement and began to ask the wrestler to stop the wrestling. So he had to agree and greet him, and he came out, and she came running to us and hugged him, and the audience began to throw flowers at her. And here his friends arrived, but the strong competition asked, and he won. Juan spread all the Terrans from the owner of the farm, and they went. They all lived happily and freely. And here you ask about our movie. We hope you like the licensed one. I will continue to make movie summaries for you.